I just want to talk about what happened to me while I was trying to record the fourth video for y'all. I don't know, but it seems like just the energies that be just did not want me to do or finish that video. I go downtown, I'm all set up, I have all my equipment, I have all my gear with me, and it starts off pretty good. There's some other people down there and they were also filming like their own projects, so I got to talk to them and they were really cool. I proceed to move on and do my video. So there's one part of the video that I'm shooting and I'm sitting down by a pier. And so I look at my script and I put my phone down. I record it and then I'm like, okay, next shot. And so I immediately walk down the pier so I can shoot the next part of the shot. So I go down there and I shoot it and then I realize I don't have my phone. I'm like, where's my phone at? I just immediately go into panic mode. It was only a few minutes, it wasn't even like 5 minutes that it took me to shoot and then realize I didn't have my phone. So this is the part where if I wasn't assuming and kind of lazy, I would have avoided this whole ordeal from the start. I'm trying to think, where was my phone at? Where did I last put it at? And I look back at the bench that I was sitting at in the shop before. It was maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 feet away. But I looked down there and I just did one of these. That's not it. That was a fail. Because here's the thing, when I sat at that bench initially, there was this big black wrapper that was sitting on the bench and I just kind of ignored it. So when I left the bench and I looked back at it, I assumed it was that wrapper again and that it wasn't my phone. Turns out it was my phone. I didn't realize it. So I'm like, I look at it, I'm like, it's too far. I think that's that wrapper, that's not it. And so I run back to where I shot earlier, which wasn't far. It was just, again, not too far, maybe like 30, 40 feet away. And I run all the way up there and I actually talked to the people I ran into earlier. I'm like, hey, did you guys see a phone? Did I leave a phone up here? And they were like, nah. And then I'm like, well then they had to have been on the bench. So I run back down to the bench and there's this like hipster girl just sitting there. And I ask her, I'm like, hey, did you see a black phone sitting on this bench over here? She said no, but when I got down here, there was a couple who came and they were sitting at that bench. And I was like, oh no. I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, what did it look like? She was just like, yeah, your average white couple. I was like, okay. So after that, I was walking around the area trying to see if somebody was holding a black phone. Came across one person and I just asked them, I said, excuse me, can I use your phone? I need to call it, see if somebody's gonna pick up. They were nice enough to let me use their phone, but of course they called. It was ringing, but nobody picked up. I'm like, well, my phone was on silent, so I understand that. Then I went to a bar, asked them if I can use their phone so I can try to call it. And they were like, yeah, sure. And so I tried to call it, but this time it went straight to voicemail. I was just like, someone turned the phone off. Someone doesn't want me to have my phone back. So I'm like, crap. I asked where the nearest AT&T store is. They told me it's a couple blocks away. So I start walking into the city and fortunately I ran into a cop and I told him the situation. He's like, you want to file a report? I'm like, I guess. First time ever having to do that. And so I file a report and then I'm like, okay, well I got to go to the AT&T store so I can let them know what's going on. See what I can do about getting a phone. I go to the AT&T store. I told them what happened. They suspend my account. And so one of the workers there, pretty sure it was the manager, he was like, well, you can probably still ping your device if you use Google. So I drove home 10 miles, got on my computer, and I was actually able to ping it. When I pinged it, it said it was still in the area. So I go back downtown and I'm looking around and I'm looking at where it's pinging at, and it's pinging inside of a office building. And so I'm able to get to security, let them know what's going on. First I asked them, like, you see your front desk, anybody returning the phone here? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, well my phone is pinging in the area. Any suggestions? They said that when things ping there, things often ping the surrounding areas too. It's not just in the place that it pings at. So I was like, okay, so I checked the surrounding companies, no other company has it. So I go home defeated. The next day I go back to the AT&T store, I get approved for a phone, additional line. They had the hardest time activating this line for me. Even the store workers were mad and frustrated. They're like, this doesn't make any sense. He bought the phone, he already has it. Now it's saying that the number is reserved and we can't unreserve it, we can't unblock it, we gotta figure out what's going on. It took them an hour to unblock the phone to give it to me so I can use. It was horrible. But anyways, finally get the phone and go about my way. I go back downtown, trying to call a phone in the area again to see if I can hear it. Even the office workers came out and they were trying to help me like walk around and, see if we can find it, if we could hear anything. Couldn't do it. So then again, defeated, I go back home and I got the idea to call not Google, but Samsung. So I called Samsung, and through the Samsung account, I was able to ping my phone. They had to do a workaround because of course everything required the two-factor authentication. And they're like, well, you gotta have your phone. I'm like, that's the problem. I don't, phone stolen. They're like, I'm like, then you're just screwed. I'm like, every company was like that, except for Samsung. They were able to help me circumvent it to actually ping a more exact location of my phone. So finally, I was able to do that. I pinged it, and it was pinging right along this bike trail in the river. So my thought was, some homeless guy has my phone and they're camping out near the river. Either that or they took my phone and they threw it in the river. So I'm like, okay, I have a location. I need to go get it. In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to fight a homeless guy to get my phone back. It's just gonna happen. I'm gonna have to go down there, there's gonna be some crazy homeless person there, and we're gonna tussle for my phone. Or they're gonna throw it in the river, go, and then just disappear into the woods. I don't know. All that stuff was going through my head. But I'm like, how do I approach this situation? I'm not rationalizing anything at this point. All I know was, okay, I have a location. I need to get down there before anything has happened. Somebody's down there, could be some homeless person. Maybe they'll take trade. What I got on me? I got $10. In my head, I had a whole scenario. I'm gonna offer him $10. Then I can get him to maybe put the phone on the ground. And then I can give him the $10 and then push him, get my phone and run. I don't know. I just knew that I needed to get down there. And so I finally get down there. It's the Three Rivers Heritage Trail. I'm seeing bits of phone along the way, and I'm just like, that's not good. That's not good at all. And I keep pinging the phone. But here's the thing about the GPS. It's still not the most accurate. It's pinging back and forth between the shore and the water. So I'm like, I feel like they threw my phone in the water. That's what was going through my head. So I'm on this trail and I keep pinging the phone with the phone that I just bought. Lo and behold, I find my phone. It is right here. Right there. They tried to throw my phone in the river and they missed the river. Fortunately. Because I was able to hear it. I was able to ring it still. I'm like, okay, so it still works. I get up on it, and yeah, they destroyed my phone. They tore off the front screen, and they cracked the middle screen. And I just couldn't help but just be disappointed in people in that moment. I'm just like, just why? I get life is hard, but why keep making it harder for everybody else? I don't know. But I just went through so much trying to get that phone. I mean, I was on that trail, almost getting hit by people with bikes. I got hissed at by a goose. I'm like, why are you hissing at me? You look delicious. Like, prices are high right now. I'm about to start hunting again. Now's a bad time to just be hissing at random people. But I was just like, what's wrong with people? I've just been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of reflecting on things just in general because of this whole ordeal. It took me all of 3 days, essentially. And the only thing I'm really thinking about is about how important it is to keep going no matter what. I can't look at this first crazy ordeal and think that this isn't for me or that I shouldn't be doing this, or, it's easy for me to look at this as an excuse to stop, but it's like no matter what, you gotta keep going. And it is so easy to make excuses as to why you should stop something you're trying to pursue, especially when it's not easy. And I think that's just natural. There are going to be so many things that are going to try to deter you from your goal. And you just can't let them. I mean, you may have to be a group, you may have to step back, but you cannot stop. When you're trying to pursue something, You have to realize that everything is going to be incremental. There's not many times you're going to be able to do things by leaps and bounds. And really, everything is just baby steps until we look back and then we realize that we've accomplished something pretty major. We often look at people and we see where they're at. The issue is we develop this notion that we have to get there fast. We have to get to that position as fast as possible, not really thinking about what it took for them to get there. But that's not really talked about a lot, about what a person has legit went through and how long it took for them to get there. We see the glamorized product and think that, oh, that person did it, we can do it too. Yes, it's possible, but you got to think about all the effort that's being put in, what that person had to go through. You don't think about it until you're going through it. Most of us really aren't built for any hardship, we just do it. You just have to go through it, you just have to endure through it because we see where we want to be. No matter what, whether somebody steals your phone, no matter somebody puts an obstacle in front of you, you got to keep going. You always think, well, what can I do now? What can I do next? How do I get past this particular obstacles? Because there's going to be more obstacles. And if you're able to get through those obstacles, the reward is going to be definitely worth it. You're gonna become a better person, a stronger person. You'll be able to help others along the way as well. So I guess that's kind of my takeaway through this whole situation is to just keep pushing and keep relying on your people. So that's all I got for now. I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Stay positive, stay productive, stay creative. Peace.